what are the roadways like this morning? And Gene Sparrow has the answer. Where are you, Gene, and what are you doing?
Well, you know what? I am in Naperville at the haunted house, the Jefferson grave. Woo! And things are a lot scarier here than they are on the roadways. Let's go to the traffic edge and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Traffic is moving fine.
Let's check in with Gene Sparrow, who's on the scene this morning at a haunting location out in Naperville. Hi, Gene.
Ooh, Andy, I found some creepy creatures out here. And yes, it's kind of late for these guys to be up, but we'll wake them up in a second and find out what they're talking about. As far as traffic goes, a lot of new pavement to drive on 57, so that's some good news for you there, and not ghoulish at all. Lakeshore Drive and the tollways are moving fine. Dick and Ellie, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Well, I don't know if she has a jacket or a sweater on this morning, but maybe she has a ghoulish grin on her face. Here's Gene Sparrow.
Andy, we are at the haunted house, the Jefferson graveyard in Naperville, and we got this cool little gizmo, and that's actually its name, this cool little electric car, but I'm not quite sure about the driver. I don't know about that, but you know what? I'm sure about the drivers on the road. If you are heading out of the house, all of our other expressways are in the green, and things aren't doing too badly out there. Now, I can't necessarily say the same for this guy's neck. Ellie, Dick, back to you.
Gene, for half a second there, we thought you actually turned into that ghoulish goblin because the shot started out on the face of that goblin and not you.
And you thought I was going to look that bad that quickly?
Never, my dear, never.
You can never look like that. Thanks a lot.
Let's take a look at what's happening on the roadways this morning and in Naperville with Gene Sparrow. Hi, Gene.
Hi there, Andy. I think I found somebody who wants to do weather. He's really scaring me, too. And this is not a real person. This is actually an animatronic robot out at this Naperville haunted house in celebration of Halloween. We'll show you more stuff going on here, but let's show you some of the roadways right now. Ah! Oh, my goodness. There was a scary thing came up behind me. Okay. All right. I think I'll be okay. Hi. How are you? Okay. Let's go up to Mike Lorber in Sky 5, and I'll try to compose myself. Mike!
No more haunted houses for you, girl. That's messed up.
57 in the Ford, not too bad. Lakeshore Drive is doing decently, and I think it's time to send it back to you at the studio.
That looks real, Gene.
It's you know what? Its eyes even blink, Ellie. It's really it's kind of creepy.
Wow.
But I guess that's the point.
Are you disclosing what crept up behind you, or?
It was actually the child of the man who put this all together.
Oh.
And he had a mask on, and it was.
Gotcha.
I'm embarrassed, but thanks, Dick.
You're an easy target, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Gene. Thanks.
I don't know if she has a jacket or a sweater with her this morning, but she may have goosebumps out there at that haunted house. Hi, Gene.
It doesn't matter how many layers I have, Andy. I'm going to get goosebumps out here. It's really creepy in this graveyard. I don't know how much longer I can stand it, but you know what? You can stand traffic this morning. Things aren't too bad out there on the...
Creepy crawlers are everywhere, and I think Gene has found some out there in Naperville. Good morning, Gene.
Yes, Andy, they made me get in the graveyard. I hope I don't get swallowed up like they did in Thriller. Okay, but anyway, traffic-wise, things are starting to get a little bit better. We had another accident on the outbound Kennedy at Randolph. Several callers involved in that. Mike Lorber's over the scene checking out the delays for this time of morning. Ford and 57 not doing too badly. Lakeshore Drive and the tollways also just starting to build, and I'm holding it together out here, guys. Ah! Okay, back to you.
We've been accused of having a cast of characters. Now you've proven it.
Well, let's see what's happening at the haunted house in Naperville now with Gene Sparrow.
Oh, it's very creepy out here, Andy. Yes, I'm all in the smoke, and now let's head up to let's head up to Sky 5 and check on things. Drive traffic on the Ryan 57, the Ford getting a little bit heftier. That inbound Ryan really heavy into downtown because of earlier outbound Kennedy accidents. And as far as Lakeshore Drive goes, we're not doing too badly, and the tollways are just starting to build. Back to you at the studio, Dick and Ellie.
Gene, it looks like you're lurking behind the shadows this morning.
I am.
Kind of scary.
Let's go out to Gene one more time and see what are you doing out there, Gene? You're scaring me half to death.
You know what? I'm scaring myself half to death, and I think I did a number on this guy right here. But let's go to the traffic edge where traffic will be hefty, and that's because of some earlier crashes on the Kennedy. Now, here we are in Naperville, as Mike told you. We're at 602 West Jefferson, which is at Jefferson and West Streets for the Jefferson graveyard. If you want to stop by, it starts right after dark in the evenings, and you can get your creepy-licious Christmas evening on. And let me tell you something, it's pretty frightening. These are animatronic figures, and we're going to find out more about the brothers who put this whole thing together. It's movie quality stuff here. They look really real and are kind of frightening, including all of the smoke and mirrors and things. So we'll tell you about how they put it all together and what you can expect when you come out here to Naperville. Back to you in the studio.
Well, she's doing the Monster Mash this morning. I hear it's a graveyard smash. Hi, Jean.
Hi there, Andy. You are just full of them today, aren't you? Funny things, that is. Well, the skulls are hungry and they want cash. This is a free show, but they accept donations. And I'm sure Mike Lorber accepts donations up in Sky 5 too. What's going on?
Now, yesterday was summer, today is more fall, and that means that Halloween is not far away. And in honor of that, Jean is on the scene in Naperville with a spectacular display.
And it's spectacular traffic as well. Got quite a few crashes out there on the roadways, on the inbound Kennedy, in the express lanes. That's going to mess you up at Division. The right lane is blocked, and a crash on the south end of the Tri-State at 115th, really messing up northbound traffic, and maybe even 8094. Mike Lorber has details about that. I found a rat that's bigger than a city rat. How about that? Back to you guys.
In Naperville?
Studio. Amazing, isn't it? Who knew?
Let's get a look at the traffic edge and Jean Sparrow, who's out in Naperville.
Yes, I'm at the Jefferson graveyard here in Naperville. We're going to be talking to the guys who put this together in just a moment, but right now we're talking about traffic. We've got a fire going on in Berwyn at 2309 Wesley. Probably the only spot we can say that. And also 8094 and the south end of the Tri-State suffering because of an earlier crash. Back to you in the studio, Dick and Ellie.
And then we'll show you high-tech Spook Fest in the suburbs.
And yes, we're live at the Jefferson graveyard. We'll tell you how they put this graveyard together to scare the you-know-what out of you, because I'm sure glad the sun is coming up this morning. Details coming up after the break.
Well, let's head out to Naperville one more time for the Spook Fest. Here's Jean.
Thanks a lot there, Andy. Got a few things that are happening spookily on the roadways in Bensonville. A crash at Podland Drive and Green, which is also known as Franklin near County Line Road. A rolled over semi in the area there. Also a fire in Berwyn, and Mike Lorber has details. Now, we are live in Naperville at 602 West Jefferson, which is the Jefferson graveyard. And it is a haunted house just in time for the Halloween season. And it'll be open until November 1st. We're with the two brothers who put this whole thing together, Robert and Steve Veach. Now, good morning. Thanks a lot for scaring us early. How did this idea come about? How long have you been doing it?
We've been doing it for about 6 years now, and we were just discussing Halloween events and shows around town, and we decided to put together the show. Started off really small in front of my yard with one character, and we just built the show up over the years, adding characters and adding some effects and audio, and just got bigger and bigger.
Now, you two guys are brothers and also engineers. Tell me about these characters, because they look lifelike. A lot of people back at the studio were talking about the same thing. I mean, the lights, the eyelids on Winston even blink.
Yes, they do. Well, my brother is the expert with the effects. He does all the latex work and all of the hair work and all of the special effects and all of the control work inside. He's the electrical engineer and the mechanical engineer. I'm the computer guy and the music guy and the sound guy.
And let me tell you something, that adds to the scariness of it all. But I understand that the house that you guys actually live in, and goodness knows your wife must be really patient for this every Halloween, but you actually believe your house is haunted?
Yeah, I do. Maybe these characters bring out some spirits or something, but we've had things come on randomly, CD players starting, lights popping out, things moving, and and you know what's interesting? Every time after Halloween, I swear these characters move, their heads move on their own, they change position.
Enough. I can't even take any more. And this is the little creature that scared me earlier this morning. You can come out and get scared yourself here, 602 West Jefferson in Naperville. It's through November 1st, and you can check them out online at jeffgrave.cjb.net. Back to you at the studio, Dick and Ellie.
Hey, Jean, quick question. Oh, sorry about that.
No, I was going to ask the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is it free?
Yes, it's free. They welcome donations, but it's absolutely free to come by and see the show.
Got to go there.
All right.